Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy. This is my good friend Aidan, pretty in pink.
Hello. Thank
and
you.
welcome back to episode number 3 of us pretending to know what we're talking about when it comes to football. So, we've got a little bit of a special edition today. I wouldn't call it special, it's just the World Cup, but it's going to be a little bit different to what our usual content's going to look like. But we've still got predictions nonetheless. We're going to be having a look at the group stages and also predicting who we think is going to take the best trophy, you could arguably say, in football in the World Cup, and then have a look at who we think might be winning individual honours as well. So without further ado, Aidan, let's get into it. What do you think, mate? What do you think about the World Cup coming up? Are you excited?
Oh, I am excited, mate. I just think it's gonna be weird that it's in the winter. A winter World Cup doesn't sit right with me, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I'm intrigued to see how Gareth Southgate does in this World Cup.
Yeah, I think I'd have to say I'm sort of the same. Like, the World Cup is usually more exciting because we're not getting football in the summer, apart from, pre-season stuff. But
Yeah.
we're getting World Cup football where we'd normally have football. So yeah, it's going to be strange, but looking forward to it nonetheless. I think I'm not hopeful about England's chances as much as I would be. What are you thinking? Are you thinking the same, or?
I've got no faith in England whatsoever. I think we'll be. I think we'll make it out of the group. Well, no, I've got no faith. I was trying to put it nicely, but
Yeah, I think we have to make it out of the groups, right? I mean, we'll get into where we've predicted our groups later on, but surely with our group, we've got to get out of it, right?
I'd like to think so, but Wales are going to be gunning for us, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Wales are going to be gunning for us.
Yeah. Well, we'll dive into that then when we get into the predictions segment of the show. What do you think to Cristiano Ronaldo's interview? Have you been watching that this week at all?
I've not actually seen it yet, but I need to have a good look at it. But I've seen a lot of stuff floating around on the internet about it. It's literally everywhere. So
yeah, if I'm thinking rightly, the second part is not long finished. So, I mean, I said I'm going to wait until both parts come out, and then I can just get it all out in one go. I did get a little bit of criticism from some people last week for being harsh on Ronaldo, but I don't think I have been harsh. I think there may be times where he might have been hard done by, maybe, but I certainly don't think that having an opinion on a footballer disrespecting the team is harsh. But we can have a look at the doc in full, see what he has to say. But again, it's just one of them things. You don't know what kind of spin's been put on it. We just have to make a judgment for ourselves. If you've got any thoughts about Ronaldo's documentary, by the way, just please get in the comments, hit us up on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it, not just what we have to say, because we're the ones who don't know what we're talking about. You know more than us, right?
that is true.
The last thing I want to address before we get into the episode is some of you might have heard Aidan a number of times calling me crafty. And if you're new to the channel and you're new to ourselves, then you might not have any idea what that means. He calls me crafty because that is part of my online alliance when it comes to Twitch streaming, TikTok clips and everything else. That's how me and Aidan actually first met, was through Twitch. We're both streamers. We both do our own stuff on our Twitch streams. So all of the links for our socials are in the description to this video. So you'll know exactly why he calls me crafty. Down in the Meet the Pundits section of the description, you can find both of our links. If you enjoy gaming content on Twitch, go and have a look over at that stuff. Okay, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. Warzone 2's just come out. I'm running a giveaway stream tomorrow. Aidan's always doing all sorts of fun giveaway stuff and things for you to get involved with our stream. So come and do that as well. All the support is massively appreciated. When you get to our streams, tell us that you come from the Pundits YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
Right, let's get into segment 1 then, Aidan. Segment 1 today, World Cup is here, so we've had a bit of a speak about it. The first thing that we're going to have a look at is the group stages. Sean Dixon in the comments, evening lads. Evening, Sean, welcome back, mate. Thank you for coming out to episode 3.
Evening, Sean.
Sean, get your predictions in as we go along as well, buddy. I'd love to know what you think about the World Cup groups as we go through them. So, who do you think will qualify? First of all, let's take a look at the groups themselves. So Group A is Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. Senegal have had a bit of a blow in not too long history. I think it was a couple of hours ago there was a notification out that Sadio Mane is going to be missing from Senegal's team going to the World Cup. What do you think that does to their chances of qualification, Aidan?
I think it takes. I think it's a massive hit on them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's literally where majority of their goals are going to come from.
So you take away all their goals, and that sort of ruins their chances a bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they've got Ismail Assar, but I don't think he's good enough to step up and do the job in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's a funny one, Ismail Assar. I didn't even realise that he was playing at international level. And if you're dropping down from a serial winner in Liverpool before his move to Bayern Munich to a championship striker who never got the big move, it's a hell of a drop down. But hopefully that doesn't plague them too much. Group B, the almighty England, the ones that we're all going to be rooting for. Iran, USA, Wales. Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. Group D, France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia make up Group F. Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon make up Group G. And in the final Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. So when you look at them groups, Aidan, what do you think? I mean, straight away I look at them groups and I think they're all very balanced. I don't think there isn't a group of death as such, and there's no group of stinkers either. They've all got, I'd say, almost an obvious favourite in each of the groups.
Yeah, I'd like to say they've all got their obvious favourites, apart from Group H. In my eyes, Group H, just Group H.
Yeah,
like you say, I think they're all well balanced. They're quite nicely balanced groups. There isn't any way you sit there and think, oh, well, they're going to dominate that one, or that there's a group where you're thinking, Jesus Christ, who's even going to make it out of that one?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, it's clear when we come to the predictions that we're both very close in our thinking. There is always an upset, though. There is always an upset. If you have a look back, do you think that there could be an upset on any of the cards at all? Like,
oh yeah.
Aside from your predictions, if I bring up the groups back up on the screen there, so Group A, Group B, Group C, which of the groups would you say is likely to cause an upset? If I had to pick one from them, I'd say, South Korea, was it last World Cup they knocked Germany out? So South Korea are more than capable. But if I had to pick one, I'd say Group C. I think a lot of people go for Argentina, Poland. But I think Mexico. I think they've got something about them, something about the flair of the World Cup. I just think that they could be the ones to come runner-up or even win the group.
You know what I think could be an upset? Group B. I honestly, I hate to say it, but I could honestly see USA and Wales going through over England as an upset. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it'll happen, but I think there's a good chance of it happening.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be my upset that I'll go for.
I think when you look objectively at the groups, especially with England, you think it should be business as usual. But as an England fan, you know that it's never business as usual. It's always more complicated than it has to be. But I just think that what can happen in these, especially because it's not home and away games, it's a group stage, it's 3 games and that's it. I think that the first game is very important. So I think that we've been very lucky in the fact that we've got Iran as our first game. I think if we had Wales as our first game, I'd be a bit more worried. And if we had USA as our first game, I wouldn't be as worried. But I think the first game, if you lose the first game, you're playing out of your skin in the last 2 games.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't lose to Iran.
Let's have a look. So Sean's got his predictions in the comments. Let's take the time now then to pull up what our predictions are, and we can all have a look. So we've gone. Also, we've predicted who we think is going to be first and second, not just who's going to qualify. So let's pull them up. There they are. So just their indicators on the red are my predictions, and the indicators in yellow are Aidan's predictions. So in agreement for the first group, Netherlands to top the group, Senegal to come second in the group. Does that change with Mane being out, do you think? Or can you see Qatar, Ecuador having the strength to overcome?
No, I don't think Ecuador have got any standout players that are going to be able to step up and do the job and drag them out of the groups. Qatar, no, they're not going to. They're only in the World Cup because they are hosting. Let's be honest. It's the same as when South Africa were hosts. They only really got it because they were hosting.
That's right.
See, I think Mane missing. I don't think he'll be missed as much in the groups. It's if they go through to the next stages, that's when they're going to miss him.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think Ecuador could be a surprise package. You know, they have some players that I think could provide a bit of flair, maybe cause an upset or two. But overall, when you look at their defence, especially for Senegal, I think they should see the group out. All I think this does is it stretch the lead for Netherlands in that group. Oh, I lost my word there. Couldn't think. I think it will just mean that Netherlands fly through the group, and then it's just a scrap between the other three. I think, like you say, Qatar are not even in with a chance.
No.
Group B, then, we've both agreed, even though we're scared and not very optimistic, we've both predicted them to win the group. I think that's just blind optimism more than anything else. But realistically, on paper, there's not a chance that anyone else other than England should be winning that group, right?
No, absolutely.
Disagreement on who we think is going to come runner-up in that group. You've gone with Wales, and I've gone with USA. I did want to say Wales, but I just don't think they have what it takes to overcome England. I think USA, they've really adapted to their football over the last few years. I think they've really started to see some better players coming through. I can't see them overcoming Wales by a monstrous thing if they do, but I don't know.
Wales always seem to turn up, don't they, in the international games? The players seem to turn it on out of nowhere, and they always cause a few little upsets and little surprises. So
yeah, but they did have to qualify via playoffs. That's my thinking as well. Like, they are good, they can turn up on a game, but overall, I just don't think they have the full strength capacity to knock away teams. I think we can agree Iran are going to finish bottom of the group, right? They're there making up numbers.
yeah, you'd like to think so. But then football's weird. Look at Italy. They qualified they won the Euro, sorry, and they didn't even qualify for the World Cup. Like, it's a funny old sport.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and I just think Wales are going to do what they normally do: turn up and give everyone a pretty good game.
Yeah, Sean Dixon agrees in the comments. He's got England and USA to qualify from Group B. He says he thinks that the Welsh players' golden generation has passed them by. Has there been a Wales golden generation? Take Bale out. Is there a Wales golden generation of footballers? I don't think there is there?
He's looking at Craig Bellamy and what was his name?
If that's a golden generation, then fuck me. We're doing all right, aren't we?
Oh my god. This is going to drive me insane. No, it's
What are you thinking of?
Welsh striker. He played for like Derby, Cardiff.
So a memorable player from Wales then. He must be another one from the golden generation.
Mate, honestly, he was a goal scoring machine. I can't remember his name.
Dan James. Dan James. They've not.
Dan James isn't.
I mean,
really.
They've not got many household names, I don't think, in top flight football. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll stop bashing into the Wales team for now, then, and we'll move back. Group C, another disagreement, but only in second place. We've got Argentina to top the group, which Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland, I think that's an absolute given. You've got Poland to finish second, and I've got Mexico to finish second. The only reason I put Mexico is, again, I think they'll be up for the World Cup. They always are for these competitions. They've got some good players, you know, in Hirving Lozano from Napoli, Alvarez, the defensive midfielder at Ajax. They've got some big names and big performers. I think Poland, they've started to lose their big name players, like from years gone by.
Yeah. They've got Lewandowski now, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've got Lewandowski, Milik, who bangs in goals, Szczesny, who is a tremendous goalkeeper since leaving Arsenal. But
they've got the best right back in the world as well, Matty Cash.
Okay, well, hang on. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to try and take in what you've just said there. That Matty Cash is the best right back. He's probably the best
in the world.
In the world, right? Okay. Yeah. Right. Anyway, well, on that note, Matty Cash single-handedly to take Poland through to the knockout stages. Can't speak Polish yet, I don't think either. So he'll have a job on his hands, but we'll see. Group D again, full agreement. France to top the group, Denmark to finish second, Tunisia again. I've not heard of any Tunisian players off the top of my head. Australia, with the exception of Chris Wood from Newcastle.
No, he's from New Zealand.
Oh, is he? Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know my flags on FIFA then. Australia. Who's playing for Australian national team now? Then that you know, I can't think of a single one.
No, mate, I can't. Miles Jedinak, he's retired. Obviously, Tim Cahill's long gone.
Yeah, I'm always put on the spot when it comes to streaming, but I think I'm in my comfort zone now, and I still can't think.
I think there's Matthew Ryan, Brighton goalkeeper. Ryan.
Oh yeah, he's not even Brighton's first choice anymore. So
no.
Aaron Ramsey, Ashley Williams, Joe Allen, and Bale. That was Wales's golden generation.
That's big.
Aaron Ramsey, yeah, I mean, he was in the golden generation for Wales medical team. Ashley Williams was okay on his day. Joe Allen, yeah, the Welsh Perlo himself.
Yeah, and then obviously Bale's just class.
It's Charlie Adam. No, he was Scottish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a golden generation is 4 players, that tells you enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreement on Group E, Germany to top the group, Spain to finish second. That's a that almost feels run of the mill. Japan, do you think they could cause an upset there? Maybe.
No. If anyone's going to cause an upset, it would be Costa Rica.
Yeah, I think Japan have got a couple of household names. You know, your Minamino, Kubo from, I think he's still at Villarreal or Valencia.
Yeah. Is it Tomiyasu, the right back for Arsenal?
Tomiyasu, yeah, flying the flag for the league leaders at the moment. But other than that, I think, yeah, business as usual. You could argue that either one of them is going to finish in the top 2 between Germany and Spain, but I think we've both agreed that Germany come out the stronger. Group F contains a team that I do want to talk to you a little bit more about. We've got agreement there again, Belgium and Croatia. So Canada and Morocco not to qualify, Belgium first, Croatia second. Talk to me about Belgium, right? Because my thoughts on Belgium is that they're a team that always has an amazing looking squad on paper, but they never seem to be able to. They're like the PSG of international football. They've got all the best players. They've got the right coach at the right time, but it just never works out for them. They don't win anything. They climb the rankings. They get to, but the same year, I know we came 4th to them in the 2018 World Cup, but they shouldn't be having this conversation who's better between Belgium and England.
No, they should be running away with it.
They should be making finals and challenging, but they don't seem to be able to. What do you think to that? Do you think there's a reason for that, or
I don't know? Maybe let's look at England when we had all our players. We had Beckham, Rooney, bloody Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard. We had the best team we could have probably asked for, and we couldn't do anything with them. Maybe they're having the same issue. I don't know. There's something that's obviously not working, but I just can't figure out what it is because they've got a really well-balanced team. They've got a really good side.
Yeah, I think the only thing that really lets them down at the minute is their defence. You know, when you look at the Belgian defence and you still see that Alderweireld is still chilling there. That's worrying for me
Yeah.
because he wasn't
Yeah,
deemed
that is
good
a bit
enough to
worrying.
stay at Tottenham. So maybe it's just the lack of defenders, like the lack of getting, up and coming defenders. And I think it's Boyata as well. As I think that's their
Mm,
defensive partnership now. So if they had a couple of
and
solid centre backs, they might be a better team. But who knows?
that Boyata hasn't even got a club at the minute. He's been a free agent since the summer, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe so, because I think Villa were looking at trying to get him on a free deal when Diego Carlos got injured.
The last I heard, I thought he was at Hertha Berlin, unless I'm thinking of somebody completely different. But
I could be wrong. But
yeah, Sean Dixon in the comments. I think Belgium are another golden generation, front to back a good team, but wrong management. Roberto Martinez is such a dreadful manager. Yeah, he's not one of them standout ones. He's not like an obvious candidate for any job, is he, Martinez? I think he kept Everton at the same level, if not worse, than David Moyes did. So
yeah,
yeah, I think you could be right there. Maybe Vincent Company in the future. He seems to be doing all right with Burnley at the minute.
yeah, I think Vincent Company might not be a bad shout. But I have to see how he gets on with Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
I think after Burnley, he'll probably look for a Prem job, a higher up Prem team.
Yeah,
Potentially take over Pep at Man City.
big boots to fill.
Big boots to fill, but he knows the club inside out, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean there is that, but I'm just thinking back to the conversations we've had in previous episodes where we've looked in episode 1 at Gerrard, I think, and we looked at episode 2 in
Yeah.
Lampard, and they've been able to make. I think it would be fair to say that the likes of the teams in the Scottish Premier League are as good as the teams in the Championship. So Gerrard being able to
Yeah.
manage that team to winning games is as equally as. I'm not putting a downer on the Scottish Premier League. What I'm saying is that they've managed it around the same level, right? They was able to perform then, but when they got the big moves, Gerrard with Villa, Lampard with Chelsea, and now Lampard with Everton, they're not performing. So I think Vincent Company is going to have to, from player to manager, I think he's just going to have to make very wise career choices.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he needs to rush it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to stick with Burnley for as long as possible. If you can get them promoted, maybe stay safe for 2 or 3 seasons, and then if you can do more than Dyche did, where Sean Dyche was finishing comfortably 15th, 13th every season.
Mm-hmm.
If you can take him on, and then maybe you need to start looking at a different challenge. But I wouldn't, if I was him, I wouldn't rush anything.
Yeah, I think you've got to take everything into consideration. Like Wayne Rooney, when he was at Derby, he was lined up for the Everton job, but he didn't
Yeah,
want to take that. And I don't know whether it was because he felt like he wasn't ready, but he went to DC United to take that job instead. And
yeah,
I think that he probably could have done a good job, but a lot of his management was just getting the club performing, grinding the results out, and also putting a lot of his own time and effort into it, and just establish who you are as a manager first. I think it's fair to
yeah. I
say.
don't think Rooney wanted to rush because I know his goal is to manage Man United one day, but he says that's not for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got Teeler in the chat saying since Gerrard left Rangers, it's gone dreadfully downhill. I think the same could be said for Derby when Lampard left. So they've
Yeah,
done a good job at their respective clubs, but the point was more that they then go, oh, okay, I can take this bigger job. And Vincent Company going from Burnley to Man City would be incredibly difficult. Like
yeah,
from having Pep Guardiola to essentially a trainee, like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
chalk and cheese. It's going to be a very very difficult job. I think that'll be a good talking point for a future episode. What does the future of teams like Man City look like and Liverpool? Life after Pep and Klopp, because replacing managers, as you see it just by watching football, is a very very hard trade.
But then a good example is Mikel Arteta.
Mm,
He was Pep's number 2, wasn't he? And he jumped straight into the Arsenal job. I know he had it rough for a good year or two, but then you look at him now.
yeah. I think that's the go-to now. You look at Eric Ten Hag, and he worked not under Pep as such, but he was manager of the second Bayern Munich team when Pep Guardiola was manager of the first team. So if you've got a link to Pep Guardiola in any way, you're good. I think you're good.
Yeah.
So not a bad person to learn from, eh?
No, definitely not.
Moving on then, again, full agreement on Group G, Brazil to finish first, and then Serbia to finish second. Any reason on why you didn't choose Switzerland or Cameroon there? I think choosing Brazil first isn't a question, is it?
No, Brazil's always going to top that. I don't think they've got what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland and Cameroon. I don't think they've got a well-rounded enough squad to challenge. I think Serbia have only just slightly nudged it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Serbia has got very, very strong players, and I think I don't know whether this is right or wrong to do, but the best practice when you look at these teams, when you're just making a prediction, you look towards their strong players, don't you? Switzerland have a lot of players that you've heard of, but they're not really, they're not stand out. So I look at it when I look at them things. I see Serbia, so I see Dusan Vlahovic, for example, of Juventus, who's one of the biggest young prospects. Is it Filip Kostic? Is he also in the team?
Yeah.
Just a big, strong team. And last time when we played against Serbia, we looked like we was up against it all the time. So I think
is Alexander Mitrovic with them?
I don't know whether he's with the squad that's been called up. Let's just.
He's definitely Serbian, isn't he?
Yeah, let me just have a quick look at that. He has featured for them before. Let's have a look at their squad. So yeah, Mitrovic has been called up. It looks like he's injured. Dusan Tadic of Ajax.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I say, Filip Kostic also from Juventus, and then it's almost kind of no one after that. But it's the same with like Cameroon, and I can't think of another Cameroonian player playing at the top flight other than Choupo-Moting at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no, I can't.
So we're guilty of doing it. I'm not saying that they're by far the worst teams, but I think when we're just looking at standout teams, FIFA rankings, we just choose them.
Yeah.
Final group prediction then. Group H, we've got the same teams to qualify, but in different orders. So I've got Portugal to win the group, Uruguay second. You've got Uruguay to top the group with Portugal second. Yeah. What makes you think that Uruguay have got the edge over Portugal?
I think they've got a lot of hungry young players in their squad, along with Suarez, an experienced goal scorer. I think if they put him and Darwin Núñez up front together, I think they will terrorise teams. Mm-hmm. Most teams. I think Uruguay could be a little underdog here. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that they're second in the group, but how can you put them above Portugal? How can you put them above? You've got Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Diogo Dalot. Portugal have got an abundance of talent, and I mean an abundance of. They've probably got one of the best teams. I'd say that Portugal is probably a dark horse to win this.
Yeah, I think Portugal are another one that people can't look at and just go, "Oh, no, they haven't really got a." Some people might think they haven't got a great club, and they'll go, "Oh, Ronaldo's past his prime, and he's not going to do much. Look how much he's underperforming in the league." But Ronaldo's hungry; like he never ever stops wanting to win. And the way they won the Euros, mate, there's a good chance they could be up there, but I just think Uruguay are going to be that little dark horse, because I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh no, Uruguay aren't going to be doing a lot. Uruguay aren't going to be doing much. They haven't got the players. Núñez is rubbish. Suarez has passed it." No, mate. Yeah. They have got quality everywhere.
Yeah, I got Sean Dixon in the comments. Valverde from Uruguay is going to be one of the best players in the world in a couple of years, if not already.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely couldn't agree more.
Yeah, great shout. So you got the likes of, Araujo from Barcelona in defence, Valverde running that midfield, Darwin Núñez up front, the new boy taking over from Suarez, when Suarez eventually retires. So, yeah, they've got a very good spine to the team. I absolutely don't doubt that they're going to be stronger than the likes of, was it South Korea and Ghana? That's right, yeah. Got absolutely no doubts that they're going to be stronger, but I think that if you had to pick, if someone from the future come to you and said one of these teams wins the World Cup 2022, it's Portugal or it's Uruguay. You're saying Portugal, right? I've seen the future. Bet all of your money on one of these two teams.
I'd go Uruguay.
Really? Oh no!
I really do think I'd go Uruguay. I don't think Cavani's in the Uruguay squad.
Attila agrees with you as well. I'm shocked by that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I honestly do.
I believe you. I believe you that you strongly believe this. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I do.
We'll have a chat about it when the camera's off. See if Aidan wants to put his money where his mouth is. I think that could be interesting. Talking about,
should we do it now? Why don't we say tenner? Whoever tops it, whoever tops the group.
Whoever tops the group.
Yeah, so if Portugal top the group, I give you a tenner. If Uruguay top the group, you owe me.
So what if Ghana top the group? Then who wins? Football wins if Ghana top the group.
if Ghana top the group, mate, I would sell my PC for a $5.
Right. Okay. We've got that. Yeah. Okay. We'll virtually handshake on that. So there you go.
Deal. Yeah.
Free money. Talking about putting your money where your mouth is, we're now going to talk about individual awards and who we think is going to win.
Yes.
We spoke about these. You sent your predictions over to me. I've put mine in here as well. Are you going to be having a flutter in the World Cup? Do you think? Are you going to have a cheeky $5 on a team to win or on a player to win a trophy?
I will always be betting on the World Cup, mate. I'm going to spend so much money over this World Cup. I'm going to be so skinned.
Absolutely. Is Cavani in the Uruguay squad? I don't know, Sean. I honestly couldn't tell you. Yeah, I think for the purposes of the channel, I have to put my money where my mouth is because
I think so.
Although we lead with a foot, we don't know what we're talking about. I like to think I have a general idea. So we're going to get, if you want to get yours into the comments now before we reveal them, we've predicted who we think is going to win the World Cup, who we think is going to win the Golden Ball, which is the best player of the World Cup, who we think is going to win the Golden Glove, so who's deemed to be the best goalkeeper, who's going to win the Golden Boot, which is who scores the most goals, and it's not called the Golden Boy anymore, it's just who is the best young player of the tournament. They're what we've predicted. What we're going to be doing later on, and I think it's going to be towards when the group stages start coming to an end, we're going to have a look at who we think are contenders for team of the tournament. We was going to do it before this episode, but we thought it could just be a bit of a stab in the dark. Players could get injured. We don't know what the squads are going to look like. So we'll wait until we've got at least a few games to look at, and then we'll predict team of the tournament and start to compare from them.
Yeah.
So yeah, get them in the comments before we bring them up. See who you think's going to win. Let's start off with who we think's going to win. Brazil, Aidan, and France for me.
Absolutely. You're France?
I've gone for France. I think back-to-back as Jackers for France. I think I've gone for a bit of a scattergun approach here, right? Whereas you've solidly gone Brazil are going to dominate this World Cup.
I honestly, I've thought about this. I've really, really thought about this. And I just think Brazil, like they used to play in them kind of crazy heats. Vinicius Jr. is on absolute fire at the minute. Alisson Ederson are I think arguably one of them, I don't know which one, but is the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't know which one.
I think it's
But either way,
Alisson.
one of them are going to play.
I think it's
Yeah, I
Alisson.
want to say Alisson.
It's Alisson that gets played the most in the Brazil team, but they're spoilt for choice, really. They've got two of the Premier League's best goalkeepers, so...
And I think Neymar's coming into his prime time at the minute, so I think he's going to be causing absolute chaos. So I think he's going to be in there for the best player.
Okay, I agree with you. I mean, the only thing I don't agree with about Brazil playing in the heat, do you know what I mean? Like Fred and Casemiro playing rain in Manchester, but when they go for their international breaks, I get where you're coming from. I think they're strong, and Brazil, you always just associate Brazil and World Cup, but I don't know. I think if the top two teams deserved to be in the final, it would be Brazil and France. A repeat of the '98 final, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it could be.
Crazy Paulina, Argentina, and Tila, Argentina. Very strong Argentina fans in the comments.
Oh, didn't expect Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina, I think they have got a strong team, but are they going to be going all guns blazing? Is Messi going to be going all guns blazing? They've not got Garnacho, so that immediately brings their chances down by 50%.
Have they not taken Garnacho?
No, and I don't blame him. He's only just sort of bursted onto the scene, isn't he? And Micah Richards, he is bursting onto the scene, right? You didn't burst onto the scene. Just saying. Golden Boot, so that's who we think is going to score the most goals. I've gone with an Argentina prediction here, Messi, because it's a hard one to judge for me because I think he is absolutely flying at the minute. He's banging in goals, but he's banging in goals in League One, right? He scores them for Argentina, but again, he's playing against like weaker teams. I just think it's almost scripted for him to be flying and scoring goals. But I just don't think Argentina have what it takes to win it. I think there's too many teams stronger than them. I think Germany are coming back from a bit of a dip in their recent form. Brazil are just always constantly looking strong. France always looks strong. So I can't see Argentina winning, but I can see Messi scoring the most. You've gone with Vinicius, another Brazilian flair, to your predictions.
Yeah, Vinicius.
Have you predicted that based on his goal-scoring record, or just because you think Brazil are going to be in amongst the goals and he's going to be in the best positions a lot of the time?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Both. I think Brazil are going to be. Brazil are just. I think they're going to dominate most teams they come up against, and Vinicius looks like an unreal talent, and his goal-scoring record at the minute speaks volumes. Considering he plays out wide as well. And I don't know if Brazil have an out-and-out striker. I think they're going to pick one of them two to be a striker, either him or Neymar. So it's going to be interesting. I think they might just do a bit of rotating the forward three.
Jesus is going, right?
Is Jesus going?
I think so. I think he got left out of the international fixtures before, but then he did get picked for the World Cup. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
If Sean's still in the chat, he's an Arsenal fan, so he'll be able to tell us. But if they've got Jesus up top, yeah, they're going to have Neymar one side, Vinny Jr. the other side, and it's just going to be game over.
Yeah. It's going to be.
Yeah, it's harder when you start to look at the teams. It's hard. It's much harder to predict them than you think. Yeah. Golden Glove again. You've gone with Alisson or Edison, just essentially whoever's playing for Brazil. Jesus is going, so yeah, he could be the one stealing, but he's not scoring many goals. I don't think as many as he should be anyway. But it might be different. It might be a completely different system how they play in Brazil.
Yeah.
Golden Glove, I've had to go with another back-to-back. So last year's winner, France, I've gone for them to win again. And last World Cup Golden Glove winner, Courtois, I've gone with him again. The strange thing is, I see more of Alisson and Edison playing. Alisson, if they choose Alisson, which I think is their first choice goalkeeper, I think they don't have a chance of winning the Golden Glove. Because Edison's a better goalkeeper than Alisson. and Courtois, I think, is a better goalkeeper than both of them. You have a look at how he played in the World Cup. My God, my words. The Europa. No, okay, I'll give up at this point. That big shiny trophy that no one cares about that Liverpool bottled a couple of times to Real Madrid.
Champions League.
The Champions League, yeah, right, that's it. Sorry, yeah,
Oh, God.
they won loads so many years ago, and they never shut up about it. Courtois in the Champions League final was unreal. Like, he was the reason that Real Madrid won the Champions League.
Oh, absolutely.
So if he performs like that, he's got a bit of a leaky defence. He's going to be the one making all the saves, having to do all the work to keep the team in it. And I think that even when you look at the other teams that we think are going to win, Argentina, who's their number one? Is it Emi Martinez?
I believe so.
Brazil's number one, Alisson. I think he outdoes him. France is number one. Lloris, that's a wild shout, If France go all the way, Lloris could be a wild shout. But I just think Courtois beats them all. Like, without a doubt, Courtois beats them all.
Yeah, I don't know. But like we said about earlier, Belgium's back line is going to be a big problem for that.
And that's what I mean. That's what would give Courtois the opportunity to stand out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Golden Glove is like based on how many you concede, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's not, is it? It's just who they judge to be the best goalkeeper of the tournament.
No, I'm pretty sure it's for clean sheets and like goals conceded.
I
could be wrong. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it probably is a factor. If there's people judging it, they might say, well, a clean sheet is this amount of points, or this save.
Yeah, maybe.
I honestly, without looking into it, all I saw online was that Golden Glove is given to who is deemed the best goalkeeper.
Okay.
I think it's the same sort of metrics as best young player. They don't, the best young player doesn't necessarily have to be the one who does all the scoring. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
Moving on to the next prediction, then we've got Golden Ball. You've gone for again another Brazilian in Neymar, and I've gone with Mbappe. To be honest, the only reason I've gone with Mbappe is because I think he's FIFA's golden boy, and because I've got the belief that France are going to go on to win the tournament. If France win the tournament, there's going to be no one else to choose, right?
No, yeah.
Benzema doesn't start for France, I don't think, at the moment.
Doesn't it?
He could. No, not in their last couple of games.
God.
So, but they've got options in Olivier Giroud, Antoine Griezmann. They've got, but Mbappe's always there, and
Mbappe's is their go-to, and he's their number one.
So that was really only my belief. If I think the Golden Ball winner is always someone from the winning team, right? Or at least someone in the final.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Who won it last time? Was it Modric? I can't remember now.
Who was it? Who was at the final? France and Croatia.
France and Croatia, yeah.
I think it was Modric.
What I'm going to do is...
And then he won the Ballon d'Or that season, didn't he? After the World Cup.
Yeah, it was Luka Modric. I thought so.
Yeah.
The power of Google. Yeah, Luka Modric. So I believe it's... What I might do is have a look at previously who's won all of these individual awards and where their team reached in the competition. I think that might give us a better indication. What is it that made you pick Neymar? You just think Brazil are going to win and he's their standout, or do you think there's something more?
I just think he's coming into his prime now. This is the age where this is like his prime age. Yeah. And obviously I think Brazil are just going to absolutely dominate this competition. And I think the way he's going to link up with his other two in the forward three, it's just going to be disgraceful. He's going to get assists. He's going to get goals. He's going to create many chances. I think he's going to want it that much. You'll see him defending for his life. I think he's just going to really, really turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to be the core to their success if they win the World Cup.
Yeah, nice. Can't disagree with that. If Brazil go on to win the World Cup, I think it will be partly due to his excellence. So I can't disagree at all there, bud.
Yeah.
A contentious one. The Young Player of the Year. Again, I've just gone for my scattergun approach because I want to get at least one right. If Germany step up like I think they are going to, getting knocked out to England in the Euros is surely going to hurt for them. They've dipped out of competitions early recently, but their young players look good. So for that reason, I've gone with Musiala of Bayern Munich, who, interestingly enough, picked Germany over England, which is a shame, but it's just one of those. And you've gone with Pedri from Spain. And I was shocked that was the only non-Brazilian player I saw in your team there.
Yeah, I just think he's one of, if not the best young player there is out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, he's a different gravy. I think Spain haven't got an out-and-out striker, that big goal scorer like they used to have, in like David Villa, Fernando Torres.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that anymore. They've got Alvaro Morata, who falls over his 2 feet every 2 minutes.
Chelsea legend.
So I think they're going to be... God. I don't think he's a legend of everywhere he's been, is he?
Well, Atletico Madrid, they've had him enough times.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from. When you look at the best young players and who is deemed to be favourites to take that, they're all centre midfielders. So you've got Jude Bellingham, Camavinga from France.
Oh, Camavinga.
Musiala and Pedri. They're all in that central midfield role, if not slightly more attacking or defensive.
Yeah.
But I just think it's crazy. I wanted, honestly, with all of my heart, I'm not always pessimistic about England. I really wanted to choose Jude Bellingham to win Young Player of the Tournament, but I think he's going to just be let down by the rest of his team or by Southgate by not picking him. I don't.
Yeah.
He stands out at Borussia Dortmund because he's their best player, and he plays every week. So I don't know if Southgate picks him, it might happen, but I think that he'll miss out on these awards because of England, because of his team, not because of his performances, but just because of the rest of the team around him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's one of the main factors why I couldn't pick Bellingham, purely because Southgate, I don't think is going to play him that often, and I don't think England are going to perform that great for him to stand out and get the award. He'll play well himself, but like you said, the players around him will dampen his chances of winning it.
Yeah, Sean in the comments again, Giroud is close to becoming France's all-time top goal scorer as well. So
is he really?
That's shocking, isn't it? Like Thierry Henry is going to be
like Thierry Henry or Olivier Giroud. Like, that's just mad.
Is it Thierry Henry the current record holder? I'd imagine it was.
I believe it is.
But yeah, that'll be phenomenal. It's surely his last World Cup. Surely.
Yeah, oh yeah, this will be. What is he now, like 36, 37?
I don't know. He's still incredibly handsome, though.
Oh, he's beautiful, isn't he? Another one that I think everyone should keep an eye on out of the youngsters is that player I said to you the other day, Yusuf Moukoko.
Okay.
The Germany striker. He was the one I was thinking of going for. But again, it's the same issue as Bellingham. I don't know if he'll get played that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I seriously think Germany would be making a massive mistake if they didn't put him in the squad.
Yeah, I'd be the same if Garnacho was there. I'm riding this Garnacho train all the way to the last stop, baby. If he was, he was there, he'd be winning it already. He'd be winning it before the fucking World Cup started.
He'd have got the fucking Golden Glove and everything.
Yeah, I'd be predicting him to win that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the game at the World Cup doesn't start with the most exciting game on Sunday. Qatar versus Ecuador. Is that
the opening game?
Yeah. Are you going to be watching it? I think I might watch the opening ceremony and dip out,
I don't know. Yeah, I'll watch some of it. That's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. For an opening game.
It's always the opening, always the host. So it was always going to be a stinker, but yeah. Qatar, Ecuador, Sunday. I believe the game's at 4:00. So,
Okay.
yeah. But
I mean, I'll probably watch it. It's the opening game to the World Cup. I don't know. We'll see. It depends how the first 15 minutes go with it.
name one Qatar player. Yeah, me too. On that note,
Yeah.
moving on to what is coming up next. So, like I said last week, World Cup content is here. We're going to be just taking a break from the Premier League stuff unless there's any big stories. I want to watch the Ronaldo documentary within the next couple of days. So we might be talking about that on the next episode. Something else that got brought to our attention by Tom, who's a regular viewer of the channel. There's a new documentary out on Netflix about FIFA. So might have a look at that, seeing as it's the FIFA World Cup. And yeah, we'll just come back with our predictions, just be reviewing the games, having a look over what we think. And to be honest, it's going to be mostly focused around England. So we're going to focus on England performances, big results. If there's any upsets or any notable moments, we'll talk about them. But we want you to talk about them with us as well. So get involved in the comments at all times. If you see anything interesting on social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, give us a tag, let us know, and we'll try and feature all these bits on the episodes throughout. We're sticking to our schedule of Sundays and Thursdays, unless anything comes up that we want to talk about. Sean Dixon, did you guys touch on the fake fans in Qatar? Right, okay. I don't know if you've seen this, Aidan, have you?
Scroll past it. I think it caught my eye, and I thought, I don't know if this is like clickbait or like just a load of nonsense. So I just kind of ignored it.
I don't know the ins and outs of this, but there was someone who managed to screen record a load of TikToks, and what it essentially looks like is a load of, I don't know their country of origin, but they're Asian guys, and they're out in Qatar. And he screen recorded. They're all the same TikToks, but with different teams. So he had all the England fans in Qatar, and it looked like a load of guys from India, right? Saying, "Yeah, come on, England." And then in the next video, they're all in Netherlands shirts, saying, "Yeah, we're all Netherlands fans." And I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're there and what they're doing. But yeah.
Okay, so we need to find this video.
You'll find this video, and we'll get it in the next episode. We'll start off. We'll open up the next episode. We'll find these fake fans.
We'll start on that in the next one.
But yeah, drop any info you've got, Sean. You can DM us or drop us a message in the comments, and we'll feature it in the next episode. It's honestly so funny.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. Jesus.
It's like there was a meme about that guy who's always in the crowd of FIFA wearing different, like they've all got the same faces, but wearing different shirts. It was like a real life version of that.
Oh no!
So, right, that concludes episode number 3. Then, guys, for this week. Thank you very much for everyone who came out, got involved with the conversations and the comments. All the links to our social medias are in the description. So please go and check out our TikTok clips, Instagram clips, and all of our posts. We're going to be getting you involved in the discussion as much as possible, and then featuring your posts in episodes that are coming up as well. Aidan and myself are both, as I said at the start of the stream, streamers on Twitch. All of our links to ourselves in the Meet the Pundits section of the description you'll find there. If you enjoy Twitch content, if you enjoy TikTok content and clips, give us both a follow on there. Would really appreciate you help to support our channels. And if you like the content, you can even stick around.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Guys, thank you very much for coming and watching the episode today. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.